Just welcome everybody to a virtual meeting Tuesday, July 8th, 2025 at 10:30 a.m. for the Abington School Committee. I can't see if there's any non school related people as participants right now for any hearing of visitors, but I'll open up really quick if there's any hearing of visitors. If anybody would like to speak, they can.
There are none.
Okay, hearing none. We're going to move on to the bulk of the agenda. So the first thing is the report of the superintendent for Dr. Michelle. I'm just going to kick it open really quick. We're going to discuss ratifying the Abington Education Association's Unit A, Unit B, as well as hourly employees contracts for the upcoming 3 years. Before we get into it, Dr. Michelle, I just want to take a minute to thank the association for working with us to get this done before the school year ended. I think it was great for everybody that we get it done. Thank you to Taryn Whitman and Steve Moore, as well as the rest of their organization, but they're the president and vice president of the AEA, so thank you to them. Thank you to your entire team. Melanie Whitney was also on there with me. Thank you. It was a lot of hours with it, so appreciate it. And I'm just going to kick it over to you to discuss these.
Thank you, Chris. Yes, I'd also like to echo your thanks to the members of the association, the bargaining team, and Chris and Melanie, thank you for all your time that you put in with us. It is, I think, it's a fair contract. It's for where we are today. And so just as a brief overview, we have been discussing the parts of the agreement throughout this year in our executive session meetings. The agreement that you have in front of you is the same as the last one that we talked about at our last school committee meeting. Just to make sure that we are all voting on the same thing, it is the one that is dated June 9th, 2025, and it's the one that Danielle sent separately the other day. And just as an overview, some of the items of note, the cost of living increase in the Unit A agreement is 2.75% in year one, a 2.5% split in year two, and a 3% in year three. Also of note, and I think this is an important change that the association has asked for, and that we're proposing to you today, is around parental leave, and that is both in Unit A and in Unit B for both birthing and non-birthing parent, that the district would provide 1 week of paid leave in year one, and the remainder of the time that they're out, they would take accumulated sick time. And in year two, 2 weeks paid by the district, and then 10 weeks of accumulated sick leave. That's for the birthing parent. The non-birthing parent is the same in terms of what the district would contribute, and they could take in their first year 4 weeks of their own time, in year two 7 weeks of their own accumulated sick time, and in year three up to 10 weeks of their accumulated sick time. There are also the increases, the COLA increases are for all the salary schedules, so it would be for the coaches and advisors as well.
Great, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for Dr. Michelle regarding the contracts for Unit A or B? Okay, with hearing that, Heidi, I'm just going to pass it to you for 1 second before I put it to the vote. I think there was something you said you wanted to mention.
Yes, thank you. So just for full disclosure, given that I have family members impacted by these contracts, I am recusing myself from any vote or discussion on both Units A and B contracts in order to avoid the appearance of conflict of interest.
On Unit A and B, correct?
Yep.
Okay. That is correct.
All right, perfect. Thank you. So with that, Heidi is going to be abstaining from Unit A and B votes. I'll be looking for a motion to approve the Unit A contract proposal as presented for fiscal year 26 through 28. I'll make the motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, so similarly, I'll be looking for a motion to approve the contract proposal for the Abington Education Association's Unit B contract for fiscal year 26 through 28 as presented.
I'll make the motion.
I'll
Chris,
second.
Chris, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Can I just make one amendment? On
Yes, you can.
page, thank you. On page 8 of the Unit B MOA as presented in the packet, on
Yeah.
page 8, the dates are incorrect. On number 24, that should be FY 2026, FY 2027, and FY 2028.
Okay, I see it now. Okay, so I'm going to do it again then. Same people can say it if they want. So a motion to approve the contract for the Abington Education Association Unit B for fiscal year 26 through 28 as just amended by Dr. Michelle, and just change the 3 mentions of 26 to be 26, 27, and 28.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Because I can't really see you guys. All right, perfect. Dr. Michelle, did you want to talk about the hourly employees separately before we
Sure,
vote
I
on
can-
that? Okay.
I can, 2 seconds here. So included in your packet is the non-collective bargaining hourly employees, their hourly rates. And we're looking for a motion to increase their hourly rates, the same as the Unit A members. So, well, a little bit different, 2.75 in the first year, 3% in the second year, and 3% in the third year.
Okay, perfect. Does anybody have any questions regarding the hourly employees rates?
I just have a question is, for fiscal year 27, is that going to, for the hourly employees, is that going to be the 2.5 half split, like, or all, is
No,
it
it's gonna
all
be 3.
3% at once?
Yeah,
3.
it'll be
It's going to be 3.
3 at once.
Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
And Chris, given that this is neither A nor B, but this is a third tier, am I
You're back. Yeah, you're back on this
officially
one.
declaring myself back in the pool?
Okay, perfect. So with that said, would anybody like to make a motion to improve the hourly employee wages as presented by Dr. Michelle?
I'll make a motion.
I'll make
I
second.
can second it.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, perfect. So up next is the consideration of Dr. Michelle's salary increases for fiscal year 26 through 28. So historically, her contract has a salary opener to usually align with the increases that we give to Unit A, and that is what she's asking, what I'm asking the committee to approve at this time. So it would be in fiscal year 26, it'd be a 2.75% increase. In fiscal year 27, it would be a 2.5 half split. And in fiscal year 28, it would be a 3% increase, which is exactly what was given to Unit A that we just ratified. If there's any questions, I can answer them, but I think it might be good. But then you could open to any questions on Dr. Michelle's salary increases really quick. Okay, with none, I'll be looking for a motion to approve Dr. Michelle's salary increases as I just mentioned.
I can make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay, perfect. Up next, I'm going to pass it over to Dr. Basta for a consideration update of an updated calendar.
Morning, everybody. Following the negotiations and the ratification vote that you just took, we have a revised calendar in your packet to move our parent-teacher conferences at each school from K to 12 from Wednesday, Thursday back to our traditional Thursday, Friday. So that is the change that's indicated on for each school on the calendar that's in your packet. One edit that didn't make it onto that version you have is in the green box on the bottom right, under other important dates. The high school grade 8 family night is typically aligned with the middle school's conference evening. So that needs to be adjusted to match the change that we're asking for the conference dates. So under other important dates, grade 8 family night would change to 11:06 instead of 11:05, and we would like to change the time to 5:30 to 6:30. So The revisions that are already included are just shifting the dates for each school by one day to be Thursday, Friday. And then the addition, the amendment that I'm asking is for grade 8 family night, 11/6, 5:30 to 6:30.
The only other thing I'm going to mention, Dr. Boss, is just adjust the early release date section to match the
Yes.
Friday dates now as opposed to the Thursday dates.
I think those were adjusted.
Then something's off if you compare them to the conference dates. That's all in the packet that we
I
have.
will recheck those and make sure that
Okay.
the version is correct.
So just to summarize and stop me if I'm wrong, we're basically essentially moving the teacher conferences from Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon back to Thursday night, Friday afternoon. The half days will now be the Fridays as they always have been, and the grade 8 family night will be November 6th at 5:30 p.m.
Correct.
Okay. Anybody have any questions to what I just summarized, what Dr. Basta presented?
I'm great with the change, pending the vote. However, can we have a copy of what the final is going to be, like maybe in the next day or two, just so we can see? Like I said, I'm good to vote on the changes, but I do want to just see the
Yep, no, that
correct
makes sense.
copy
Yep, that makes sense.
before it goes out in the world.
And
at
also, I
large.
would just ask Dr. Michelle if you guys can get it posted online as soon as possible. Maybe email it out to people as well via constant contact or through share.
Will do.
Right. That was so that's also what I'm sorry, does somebody have any? Okay. I'll be looking for a motion to approve the 25-26 school calendar as updated, essentially for the teacher conferences moving and everything that goes with them moving accordingly, back to where it always has been historically on Thursday, Friday.
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second? I
I
can
can
second it.
second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right. That essentially wraps up what we had for today. I did want to mention, I talked to Dr. Michelle this morning, and if I get this wrong, Dr. Michelle, just let me know. But I believe you said it was for the cafeteria workers that you would be working with them on a contract agreement, and your hope is that it would be finished by the end of July. So we may pull up for one of these in the first week of August, another virtual meeting to essentially approve that contract. Did I get that right, Dr. Michelle?
Cafeteria, custodian, and maintenance.
Okay, thank you. I knew there might have been more. I wrote down cafeteria was the
That's
first
okay.
one you said. So date to be determined, but looking at the first week of August, so sometime before August 8th would be the idea. And then after that, we would have our regular meeting on the night before we go back to school on Tuesday, August 26, 2025. Does anybody else have anything they need to add? There's nothing else on our agenda. Okay, with that, I'll just be looking for a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
And a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. All right. Thank you all very much. I know it's a
Thank
busy
you very
time in the
much.
summer. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your
Thanks,
day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.